Peter Obi has vowed to revisit Edo State despite threats by Governor Monday Okpebholo, warning that his safety cannot be guaranteed. Speaking in Oka during a visit to his alma mater, Christ the King College, Onitsha, where he donated 15 million naira with fellow alumni, Obi said he receives threats daily but will not be deterred from supporting education and development nationwide. The former Labour Party presidential candidate emphasized that his donations and visits are non-political and focus on human capital investment. He argued that instead of issuing threats, Governor Okpebholo should have appreciated his efforts to improve the lives of Edo citizens through education and healthcare. Obi stressed that threats are meaningless to him and he will continue donating to schools across the country. He urged others with legitimate income to invest in society, stating that empowering communities through education, health and infrastructure should be prioritized over politics. Judge, what do you make of Obi's comeback to this situation?
Well, let me say that what Obi has said here is what is expected of him as a leader to allay the fears, especially for those of his supporters who may think that something bad may happen to him. It is necessary for him to speak and allay fears that there's no amount of threat that will deter him from doing what he's doing. But please, allow me to go back to where this whole thing started.
Go ahead.
Let me just say a few things. It's unfortunate that we are in a country where sincerity lacks. Normally, I understand the position of, this is not the first time a governor is asking Obi to stay away or you should seek security clearance before coming. Governor Elia, Reverend Father Elia of Benue State said something similar. Now we had Monday Okpebholo from Edo State saying, Obi's rising political profile, his towering figure is becoming a threat, political threat. And as the chief executive officers of their respective states, the chief security officers rather, of their respective states, security is within their domain. Obi is a politically exposed person, and because of his rising profile, he may be harmed. Some persons may want to take advantage of one or two to harm him, so it behooves of the governors to provide security, and that is why they keep asking him to give them prior notice so that they beef up security around him as a politically exposed person. I understand that perfectly, but because we live in a nation where politicians, sincerity is a very scarce one for them, they may want to use it against Obi. Like sometimes he may want to have, he has something very important to do in their state, but because they do not want him to use that opportunity to keep, improving his profile and all that, they may tell him that, you don't have security clearance due to one or two, which may make him to stay back, because if he eventually goes, if anything happens, those men will not be held accountable and all that. So I understand that angle. But then, Obi, what he has just said here now, I think I'm happy with it, to allay fears that nothing of such will befall him, because if it is about threat, he has been receiving threat and all that, I think they should look for a way to resolve whatever challenges they're having, other than the fact that they want to put him down, using every means available, to demean or to reduce whatever political profile he's building for himself, so that he does not stand a chance of, mounting a ferocious and formidable challenge in 2027 presidential election. I don't see anything, though politically exposed, but as it is today, he's also a private citizen. He does not have any portfolio. He's not elected or appointed. You understand? So Obi can as well decide to make his move. As a Nigerian, everybody has the freedom of movement to go to any part of this country, as long as you are not a criminal and all that. But it's okay. We'll see how to resolve this moving forward. I believe somehow, some way, they will resolve their challenges. Right.
Now, when you were speaking about, you did a brief retrospection as to what led to Obi's response, and that has to do with Governor Monday Okpebholo's position with regards to Obi's visit and all of that. Now, one would say that, if when Governor Monday Okpebholo, for instance, was speaking, he made it clear what his intentions are, probably because there is need to secure Obi, right? But when he was speaking, his his statements clearly were not even pointed to that at all. You know, he was speaking, you could deduce, you know, he made the mockery of Obi. Man, we say, you know, get shishi, we ain't get 15 million, and, you know, understand. So one would say that statement was more of, he made a mockery of Obi, and it was demeaning and derogatory to his person. And then he went further to say, may you know, enter Edo State. If he enter, he cannot guarantee his security, anything that happens to him. Now, one would say that was more of a threat because of the tone, the language used, how it was said. You understand? Where it was said. It would have been different if Governor Monday Okpebholo even commended what he did and told him that even though you are a citizen, you have freedom of movement, but going by your personality, it's very important.
Yeah, you know? I agree with you completely. I was actually seated somewhere with a group of intellectuals, and we were analyzing this thing. There was difference between what Reverend Fadele, the governor of Benue State, how he stated it, and the way Okpebholo stated. These are two different things. Even though, like I said here, it could be just to reduce Obi's towering political profile. That could be on their own.
But don't you think that move is backfiring on them?
No. That is not the issue here now. Okay, what I'm trying to say here is that there's what we call tact and diplomacy.
All right.
Not everyone has the ability to, you know, give such public, you know, speeches that will not backfire on them. Obviously, the tone and language that was used by an executive governor of a state as against a citizen, a reverse citizen of Nigeria, it's obvious that, you know, it was mockery and it was a threat also. And that has shown that the whole idea of Obi seeking for permit before coming in is just to, you know, make sure that he does not, you know, keep using the opportunity to become popular among the Nigerian electorate and all that. Because beyond that, if Obi has no interest of running for election in 2027, if Obi happens to be in the same party with him, I don't think such kind of statement will come. So it's obvious. You know, so this also calls for Obi to make you know, extra arrangements, you know, around his security. You know, because as it is, even if he applies to the governor of Edo State, the man may not guarantee his security. So if he has something very important to do in Edo State,
may also prevent him from coming, citing security challenges.
That I just said something that is one of the reasons why they keep asking that he seek for security clearance. So that once he applies, the next thing they will tell him that there's no security, you know, the place is not clear for him to come. And that will now forestall whatever the man wants to do there. This is just like a game plan, you know, to keep reducing whatever Obi is in the minds of Nigerians as ahead of 2027 election. And nothing more. That is just my own understanding. Because if, as a private citizen I am, and I'm not contesting, I do not need to seek any permission for me to travel to any part of this country. So I think that's just the reason. So the governor of Edo State was not tactful in issuing that statement. And it is unfortunate that people of positions, people that, you know, holding positions of authority, people that should be respected by Nigerians, are the ones coming to make careless utterances that are capable of igniting, you know, crisis in their state and in Nigeria. It's unfortunate, you know, using such statement. He should have known that Obi, prior to going into politics, had been a businessman in a chain of businesses. So when Obi said he does not have money, he's not talking about his private money. He
does not have money to...
Probably he did not steal public money.
Politics.
He did not steal while serving as the governor of Anambra State. What that means is that he did not steal money or appropriate money for himself.
Where that I don't have shishi came out from was during the 2023 elections when the obedient movement and Obi even said that he doesn't have money to bribe people to vote for him. That's why the obedient movement will always say, we know they give shishi. That was where we know they give shishi. Means like, let your love be organic. Let that vote you're counting. Let it come from you. We will not buy votes. We will not induce you with money to vote. That was just where that we know they give shishi came from. Do you get? So that's it. But then, like you have said, a very interesting perspective you have there, George. But the interesting thing about it is that when you talked about these moves are targeted at diminishing Obi's popularity to a large extent, and I find that quite interesting when you also said that part of this get security clearance from me before you come into my state could even be a way to also control his movement and stop him from making moves like that, because of course if you don't get security clearance you'll not be able to. But then at the end of the day, one would say this it has more of a backlash on them, because I mean Obi has been the topic of conversation since this incident happened. So ordinarily a donation that would have just made news for just 24 hours has now extended to more than 5 days. So one would say to a large extent, you know, they are making Obi more popular. And by these moves, even announce whatever, you know, philanthropic acts he is doing, that they are just giving it a whole lot of coverage internationally and locally as well. Don't you agree?
Well, if you say it has given him more popularity, well, to understand, I agree with you, but you know, this social media popularity does not translate to real votes.
But then, but that social media popularity, you know, this statement reminds me of 2023 and before 2023, when politicians were saying that, oh, elections are not won on social media, that Obi is just social media politician. This generation do not understand that politics is local and all of that, and they understood that social media has actual real life impact during elections. I think they found out quite late in 2023 that whatever movement was happening on social media translated to votes in reality. So, I mean,
well, you have a point. You know, we are in a world where in nanoseconds information keeps spreading. And well, the reason why I said that is that if you look at the majority of the vote that Obi got, actually he had a lot of spread within the social media circle. But look at the electorate themselves. How many compared to? How many are not on social media compared to those who are on social media? I'm talking about the rural and hinterlands, where some people do not have access to smartphones. So this movement that he's making, physical movement, donating, also will help. There are some people who benefit directly from such donations that will impact their life. And when the next time he comes there to do campaign, they will say, okay, this is the man that touched our life.
Yes.
They will be receptive to him, and that will make them to get stronger in voting.
Right.
But just being on social media and doing one or two things, some people will, how does it concern
us?
It
has limited reach.
Yes, so that is the point I'm trying to make. It's not as if you cannot downplay the effectiveness of social media as a tool in reorienting the minds of Nigerians, in making Nigerians to be aware of their environment and the political happenings. I have been on social media for over 15 years, or let me say 14 years. You understand? You know, carrying out different campaigns and all that. The level of awareness as it is today cannot be compared to what it was 4 or 5 years ago. Even those who you never expected could be part of what is going on are now taking, you know, interest in making their voices heard and all that. So any politician that says social media is not effective, obviously is still living in the ages. Because the truth about the matter is that people are getting aware on a daily basis, and that is also helping to galvanize more supporters and voters.
All right, very good.